Hello boys and girls, welcome to my player ratings for Arsenal's victory against Valencia. Look at the smile, man. I am absolutely buzzing. Now, first of all, excuse my voice. I was shouting a hell of a lot last night. What a game. From the euphoria and, you know, the feeling of like, here we go again within the opening 10 minutes to, you know, right at the very end, getting that last goal that could be so crucial in seeing us to the final in Baku. Honestly, that goal could be the difference. I was sitting there going into injury time at 2-1 and I was thinking, right, we're going with a victory to the Mestalla. But it's so slender. They've got the away goal. You could see that Valencia were happy with that result. They only need a 1-0 victory when we go over there. And there was that part of me that was feeling like the semi-final last year against Madrid, when we missed so many chances and you wonder whether it would come back to haunt us again. And I was looking at that and thinking, please, not again. Especially when you look at the couple of chances that Lacazette had in the second half. But getting that goal has just completely changed the complexion of the tie. It's changed the mood of everyone around. We're looking at it now and we're saying, right, Valencia need 2 goals. They need to do the same thing that Napoli had to do when we went over to Naples. They need 2 goals. Yes, they do have that away goal still, but they need to go and beat us by 2 clear goals. If we go and score over there, we wipe out that away goal. They will need 3 just to take it to extra time. And I'm looking at it and saying, you know what, that's perfect for us now. We can set up a game plan. We can set up exactly the same kind of way that we set up in Naples. Sit back, let them come on to us. They're going to have to attack. They've got nothing to lose. They've got to go for it. And that's where we can play on the counter-attack. And we can use our strengths and the likes of Lacazette and Aubameyang to try and get into those gaps. Absolutely buzzing. What a performance. But again, let's be very, very clear about this. The tie is not over. It takes an early goal from Valencia next week and our backs are against the wall. And we're going to have to really stand up and be counted. It's a tough place to go. But when we've already been to places like Naples and we put that kind of performance in, then we should be fine with this game. We shouldn't be overawed. We shouldn't be scared. I know what's at the end of it. And there is always that, you know, part of your mindset that thinks we're so close to a final now. 90 minutes. I don't care if it's the Europa League. It's a final. It's a European final. At the start of the season, your objective as a team is to reach finals, win trophies. We are 90 minutes away from reaching a final. And then a further 90 minutes away from winning a trophy. When you look back on your career, what do you look at? Oh, we reached a semi-final. We put the pressure on. No, you look at trophies. As a fan, you look back over all the years of supporting a club and you think of all the great memories and you think, what stands up there for me? League titles, European trophies, FA Cups, all those kind of things are what you look back on and you pass it down to generations, which is what my family's done, from my great-granddad to my granddad to my father to me and my brothers, which I'm now passing down to my children. Honestly, I don't mean to get that deep, but that's what it is. This is what being a fan's all about. Those moments, those memories. I really hope the players understand that next week, what they're close to achieving. A trophy. Something that we could all celebrate and join in together with. Unbelievable, man. Brilliant performance, man. Given the fact that we've lost our last 3 league games. Within the opening 10 minutes, we go and concede that away goal. It would have been very, very easy for these players to have dropped their heads. For them to have just gone in their shell and think, oh, you know, here we go. The fans were already, you know, feeling that kind of, here we go again. But we kept going. We pushed and pushed. Lacazette, unbelievable. Scoring those 2 goals within quick succession, turning things around. And then, like I said, not letting our heads drop with the chances we missed, but getting that 3rd goal. That is massive, man. You know, if we go on to win the final, for example, we get Champions League football, you'll look back at those moments and then you'll look back at the price tag of Aubameyang and say, justified. Because that's why you pay that kind of money for world-class strikers. To go and score goals like that at important, crucial moments. Simple. So, listen, with that said, let's go and get into my player ratings. Starting off in goal, Cech. And I don't think it was a great evening for him, to be quite honest with you. In the first half, he attempted 7 passes and he failed with all 7. I felt he looked a little nervy. He made one really good save during the game, but I don't know. I just would rather burn Leno there. But yeah, I'm just not too sure about it. I would give Cech a 6 because, like I said, his distribution and everything else just wasn't up to scratch in my opinion. Moving into the back three, first of all, Mustafi. What a performance. Fair play. I take my hat off to you because you were absolutely immense. I can't say no more than that. When the team sheet was, read out, everyone straight away was like, that's it, we've lost, Mustafi's in the side. But he was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Can't say no more than that. I'm going to give him a 9 for that performance. I was really, really impressed with that. Alongside him, going to go with Koscielny, and he left everything on the pitch. Absolutely everything. That was a captain's performance. Absolutely rock solid. And like I said, he left everything on the pitch. And it'd be a doubt whether he'll play in the Brighton game at the weekend, that's for sure, because I don't think he's got it in his legs anymore. But for that performance, yeah, man, I'm going to have to give him a 9. Alongside, I'm going to go with Sokratis, and I think he was the worst out of the 3, to be quite honest with you. But his work rate, and there was some last-ditch tackles that he put in as well, where he done the business. And I'm going to give Sokratis an 8 for his performance. I'm going to move into the wing-backs on the right-hand side, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. And I don't think it was a great performance. I think he looks a little nervous, to be quite honest with you. There were a lot of moments in the game where he looked nervy. There was that incident at 1-0 where he tried heading the ball back to Cech and the Valencia player nearly scored from it. And that would have been a catastrophe. But I don't know, he just looks a little nervy. Something just doesn't seem to sit right. Work rate was all right, but too many times I felt he was getting caught a little bit down that channel. So for last night, I'll give 6 for Maitland-Niles. In the left wing-back position, we're going to go with Kolasinac. And he was the one who put that all-important cross in for Aubameyang. And I'll tell you something, it was about time. Because during the game, he was frustrating the life out of me. The amount of times he got into those positions and the crosses again. But when it mattered and he had to dig one out, he dug it out. So you cannot fault him for that. Work rate and everything, never question that. So I'm going to give Kolasinac a 7. I'm going to move into the centre of midfield. First of all, Guendouzi. And I think this was a game too far for him. I felt he looked a little bit out of his depth last night. And it does kind of raise the questions as to why Torreira was not starting. Is he still carrying this injury? It just wasn't a great performance from Guendouzi, in my opinion. I think the substitution should have happened probably earlier, maybe at half time. But we were getting absolutely overrun in that first half. And can't fault him for his work rate, that I will say. But the overall quality and everything else, just not good enough. So I will give Guendouzi a 5. Alongside him, I'm going to go with Xhaka, and in the opening 10-15 minutes, he was absolutely horrendous. He was slow, laborious, getting caught on the ball, giving the ball away, and he looked absolutely shot to pieces with his confidence, to be quite honest with you. Once that first 15 minutes went out of the way and we got the equaliser, he grew into the game and he got better. He also assisted Lacazette for his second goal. He put one on a plate for Aubameyang in the first half as well, which he fired over. He looked so much more comfortable when Torreira come on. So yeah, it was nice that he stuck at it and he kept going. But that opening 10-15 minutes was horrendous, and we were lucky to get away with that one. So I'll give Xhaka a 6 for his performance last night. I'm going to move to the next position. That was Ozil. And I'll tell you something, this guy worked his absolute socks off. Absolutely cannot question what he was doing last night. His work rate, he was tracking back, he was tackling, he was getting stuck in, he was trying to create, he was doing everything you ask of him. Cannot say no more. Brilliant performance from Mesut Ozil. And I'm going to give him a 9 for that, because I think the attacking three were absolutely superb. Next player is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now, you remember last time out against Leicester, there's a few of us questioned his work rate and the fact that he never got stuck in. Well, I'll tell you something, he got stuck in and then some last night. That is what we want to see. It's not all about goals, it's about work rate. You look at the first goal and where he was when he picked up that ball with Lacazette by the halfway line. They were dropping deep, they were winning tackles, they were trying to create by themselves. You cannot fault it. And then, of course, he scored that all-important last goal, which could be so crucial, as I've said. So I'm going to give Aubameyang a 9. Next player, of course, is Alexandre Lacazette. And this was pretty much the complete performance. His work rate, that first goal, it was him that won it and spun the defender on the halfway line. He then laid the ball into Aubameyang, and he didn't just stand there and admire his pass. He followed it up. And the reason why he had a tap in was because of him and his desire. He was getting stuck into everything. Absolutely everything. This guy's up there for our player of the season, in my opinion. And he's certainly up there as well to maybe in with a shout as being our next captain. He is a leader, a warrior. Cannot fault that performance. Yes, he could have had a couple in the second half, but I'm not going to take that away from his performance because overall it was absolutely exceptional. And I'm going to give Alexandre Lacazette a 10. Simple as that. Going to move into the substitutions, and Torreira, when he came on for Guendouzi, you could see the difference straight away. I cannot say no more than that. And I think it was key to nullifying Valencia's threat and also freeing up other players around him. So I'm going to give Torreira an 8 for his performance when he come on. The other substitutions, Monreal, Mkhitaryan, didn't really have a lot of time on. So I'm not going to mark them. Going to go into the manager's rating. Unai Emery, and a little bit weird team selection, to be quite honest with you. Torreira not starting, Monreal not starting. I suppose the Monreal decision doesn't really look bad in hindsight when you think of how well Mustafi played. But the Torreira one still has questions to be answered because I don't know why that wasn't happening. And we got overrun in the first half in centre midfield, and we didn't when he was on. So for last night, I'm going to give Unai Emery a 7. You could see what that third goal meant to him. He was jumping around and grabbing his assistants and all sorts when that went in. I think even he knows how crucial that goal was. But yeah, substitutions were done at the right time. He did what he needed to do. But it was just that little bit of, team selection at the beginning that left me a little bit baffled. But I'll give him a 7. So there we go. That is it. That is the player ratings. First leg done and dusted. 1 foot in the final, but we cannot take it for granted because Valencia in the Mestalla will be a different proposition. We now need to rest, recuperate, get ready because we've got a Premier League game on Sunday against Brighton. They're fighting for survival. I believe if they get a point, they will be safe. Something like that anyway. A victory, definitely they're safe. So we got to go and get ourselves ready for that one. There's going to be a lot of tired players. And I'd like to see some changes, to be quite honest with you. I'd like to see some of the youngsters maybe given a chance. We need to rely on Chelsea dropping points. They're playing Watford this weekend. And our best bet is still the Europa League. But we can't take it for granted. We need to keep winning. Get the 3 points on the board just in case Chelsea do slip up. And also we keep ahead of Manchester United and don't drop into 6th. So yeah, there we go. There will be a preview to that game against Brighton. There'll be a player ratings after the game. And then, of course, we're on our way to Valencia next week. So listen, until the preview, I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.